Hi friends, today I thought I'd show you some fossils that I have at my house. Fossils are things that used to be living creatures and they died and then turned to rock over many years. So the first one I thought I'd show you is ammonites. Here is the outside of an ammonite. I'll show you what it used to look like. Right there, that's an ammonite and it used to be under the water. So my friend has the other half of this, but you find a rock that's like this and you cut it open and that's what the inside is like. It's a spiral shape. Isn't that cool? That's an ammonite. The next one that I wanted to show you is a trilobite. This is another creature that used to be under the water, just like the ammonite. All right, and then next I have a fossil that I found at Pueblo Reservoir. If you ever go camping at Pueblo Reservoir, you can find fossils there. This is an old clamshell of some sort. And the reason we can find fossils in Colorado like that is because Colorado used to be underwater many years ago. All right, the last one that I have for you is pretty funny. It's kind of weird looking. I don't know if you can guess what this is. Normally I would put it in your hands at school and have you feel it, and then I'd tell you what it is. So this right here is a coprolite. Dinosaur poop. But don't worry, it's not stinky or icky anymore. It's just poop. That's a rock now. Alright, so now I'm going to read you a book. Curious George's Dinosaur Discovery by Margret H.A. And you can see people find fossils in this book. Those people are called paleontologists. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. George loved to go places with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. One of their favorite places to visit was the Dinosaur Museum. Today is a special day, George's friend said. We are going to do something very interesting. George was curious. What could be more interesting than a trip to the Dinosaur Museum? The man with the yellow hat led the way through the museum. George wanted to stop and look at the dinosaur bones, but his friend kept going, so George kept following. Finally, they walked right out the back door. A van was waiting for them outside. Climb in, George, said the man with the yellow hat. George looked out the window as the van drove off. Where could they be going? At last, the van reached a rocky quarry. Dozens of people were there. Some were digging with shovels. Others were using pickaxes and other kinds of tools. So there's their dig site, and you can see what kind of tools they're using. Surprise, George's friend said. We're going to help the museum scientists dig for the dinosaur bones. George was curious. Were there really dinosaur bones buried in the quarry? He ran over for a better look. Hello, said a friendly scientist. Are you here to help with the dig? George watched the scientist work. She dug up some dirt and put it in her sifting pan. So that's one of the tools you need. It took a long time to sift it, and in the end, no dinosaur bones. Oh well, she said. Time to try again. You have to have lots of patience to do this job. But the next pan was empty too, and so was the next one after that, and the one after that. George yawned. So far, digging for dinosaurs was not as exciting as he'd expected. George was curious. Could he help to find dinosaur bones too? And there's some other tools you need. A brush, a pickaxe, a shovel, a bucket. He found a spare shovel lying nearby. He dug and dug, but he didn't find any dinosaurs. When he climbed out of his hole, George spotted another scientist. He was dusting something with a small brush. Oh well, the scientist said, it's not a bone, just a rock. George wanted to help. He picked up a brush and went to work. But it turns out that the monkeys are not very good at dusting. As he hurried away from the cloud of dust, George bumped into a wheelbarrow. Maybe there were dinosaur bones in it. He climbed up to look inside, but the wheelbarrow was awfully tippy. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Crash! George, the wheelbarrow, and the whole lot of dirt went flying. Hey, someone cried. What's that monkey doing? George scampered away, straight up the cliff. Monkeys are good at climbing. George kept going higher and higher. When he got to the top, he accidentally knocked a stone over the edge. That stone hit another stone, which hit another and another. Oh no, it was a rock slide. The man with the yellow hat called for George to come down. George wanted to climb down, but he was afraid the scientist would be angry with him. But the scientist didn't look angry. It's because they see something. What do you think it is? Look, one cried, pointing. Look what the monkey just uncovered. George could hardly believe what he saw. Dinosaur bones. And after that, the dinosaur dig was even more fun. George helped the scientist dig and sift and dust and take photographs of the bones he had found. And the next time he and the man with the yellow hat visited the dinosaur museum, George got to see his dinosaur on display, and they named it Georgosaurus after George. All right, that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.